So we talk about litigation because litigation has always been a strategy that our people have used in this country. Even in front of the most conservative courts, we found victories.
You must be an
that
attorney.
have allowed. I must be an attorney because I am. And I will talk a little bit about, some of those victories that have been important to reducing harm for our people right now, even under this regime. And so we have cases where, for example, they fired, as you talked about earlier, how many folks were fired, right? When 47, whatever he is, first came into office. Well, the good news is some courts reinstated those folks, right? And put them back to work. And that was a victory, and we got to declare and receive that victory. We also had some victories recently, from some of his executive orders, like his executive order where he tried to say, show your citizenship in order to vote. Well, a court reversed him and said that you cannot do that via an executive order. That was, indeed, a win. And, we see him doing other rogue activities, but we also know that, the courts have been giving and handing over victories. We saw the victory with the tariffs just this past week, and we also saw, some victories where the court has stopped and blocked his executive order trying to say that mail-in voting, right, is not going to be lawful in this country. And we've seen courts, step back and say no. And then we've seen the court step in even as it relates to what ICE is doing, right, and stopping some of those efforts to disappear people, off the streets. We've seen courts be radical and say and demand that people be brought back, right, and given due process. And so there have been some victories that are happening in court, and we have to receive those victories.